It was a great night at the American Music Awards last night. A lot of exciting performances. And Lara, I know you have more on that speech everyone is talking about.
I do, Amy. Selena Gomez making her first appearance since she put her career on hold a few months ago. She won a big award. She spoke out so powerfully about how she's overcoming her struggles. An incredible reaction from everyone. And we'll have more on that coming up in a moment. George?
That really was a moment.
It certainly was a moment. The host also took on the president-elect Donald Trump. And this, of course, comes after that Twitter war with the cast of Hamilton. And as we just talked about, Alec Baldwin of Saturday Night Live, Chris Connolly has all the back and forth.
The AMAs became the latest platform for members of the entertainment community to vocalize their concerns about a Donald Trump presidency.
I love my husband, President Barack Obama, and our children, Sacha and Malia.
Over the weekend, Vice President-elect Mike Pence hearing those words after taking in the Broadway musical Hamilton from actor Brandon Victor Dixon, who addressed Pence from the stage.
But we truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us.
It was important that we did this, and I'm so glad that we had the opportunity, and I'm so glad that he stayed, because he stayed and he listened, and I truly appreciate him doing that.
News of Pence's night on Broadway sending Trump to Twitter. The cast and producers of Hamilton, which I hear is highly overrated, should immediately apologize to Mike Pence for their terrible behavior. Meanwhile, Trump taking aim at SNL again.
Google, what is ISIS?
The show's latest sketch with Alec Baldwin as a "What on earth do I do now, Trump?" and Kate McKinnon as a filled with regret Kellyanne Conway.
I just want to thank you for all you've done. I wouldn't be president without you.
I think about that every day.
Once more, raising the real Trump's ire. I watched parts of Saturday Night Live last night. It is a totally one-sided, biased show. Nothing funny at all. Equal time for us? Baldwin responding with a flurry of several tweets offering the president-elect advice. There is no more equal time. Now you try to be president and people respond. That's pretty much it. The actor finally ending with, "I could go on. You want more advice? Call me. I'll be at SNL." Criticism is a First Amendment right, though it's had its consequences.
Just so you know, we're ashamed the President of the United States is from Texas.
And with that fateful line in 2003, the Dixie Chicks were abandoned by country music radio, with President George W. Bush weighing in.
They can say what they want to say, and just because they shouldn't have their feelings hurt just because some people don't want to buy their records.
Okay, let's get more on this now. Cokie Roberts is back, along with Michael Wolff, whose interview with Donald Trump's chief strategist, Stephen Bannon, is in the latest issue of The Hollywood Reporter. And Michael, let me begin with you. So the campaign is over, but the culture war is not going anywhere.
I think it's probably going to get more intense and more fun for everyone in some sense.
Fun?
Well, it's certainly fun for the president, and I think that's exactly what's going on there. He's baiting the media, and the media responds just as he knows it will respond.
That would suggest, Cokie Roberts, that it's not going to stop for Donald Trump, even if some of his advisors wanted to.
Stop. It's clear that he's going to keep up these tweets, but honestly, it does show that he is thin-skinned. And, you know, back to Vaughn Meter on Ed Sullivan's show imitating Jack Kennedy, we have had comedians imitating presidents. And how presidents handle it really gives you some sense of who they are. You know, George Bush bringing Dana Carvey in to do his imitation of George Bush. I always thought George W. Bush was very lucky that Will Ferrell retired from Saturday Night Live just as his presidency began. It goes with the territory, and Trump has to understand that. Otherwise, he looks petty.
And it's interesting, though, Michael Wolff, he's going after Hollywood, going after his opponents right there. Yet Steve Bannon, his chief strategist, who you spoke with, has deep ties in Hollywood. And also, you met yesterday with Ari Emanuel, perhaps the biggest agent in Hollywood.
I think the president-elect has deeper ties into the media industry than any president, well, since Reagan and Kennedy. This is And I don't think it's thin skin. I think this is very calculated.
You think it's strategic?
Absolutely. He knows absolutely what he's doing. This is the campaign he played. Remember, he's the president because he ran, in part because he ran against the media. And I think from his point of view, it's let's keep doing what works.
And Koki, perhaps he doesn't mind having people talk about this.
Oh, I'm sure he likes it a lot. I think running against the media is one thing, however, and getting touchy about comedians is something else. And the Hamilton question is also, I think, very relevant. I think Vice President-elect Pence handled that very well. Said that he liked the show, that he was not at all insulted, said to his kids that when he was booed, that's the sound of freedom. The booing makes me uncomfortable. I think it's rude, but I think the statement from the stage was completely appropriate because that's what theater is all about. It is live theater is a place where ideas are batted around and confrontations exist.
And it's given people plenty to talk about. Koki Roberts, Michael Wolff, thank you very much. And watch The View today at 11 a.m. Eastern. Brandon Victor Dixon, the Hamilton actor who made that speech, is going to be on The View.